In February 1685, French explorer René Robert Cavelier, Sieur de La Salle, established Fort St. Louis near Matagorda Bay on the Texas coast. Originally aiming to colonize the Mississippi River's mouth, La Salle's expedition mistakenly landed in Texas due to navigational errors. The fort became the foundation for France's claim to the Texas territory. However, the settlement faced numerous challenges, including hostile relations with local Native American tribes, disease, and supply shortages, leading to its eventual demise. The remnants of Fort St. Louis were later discovered by Spanish explorers, influencing Spain's decision to strengthen its presence in the region. On February 20, 1792, President George Washington signed the Postal Service Act into law, establishing the United States Post Office Department. This act provided the foundation for the nation's postal system, ensuring the secure and efficient delivery of mail across the expanding country. It also set standardized rates and granted certain privileges to newspapers, promoting the dissemination of information and contributing to the nation's communication infrastructure. In 1798, during the French Revolutionary Wars, General Louis Alexander Berthier led French troops into Rome and captured Pope Pius VI. The Pope was taken prisoner and forced into exile, marking a significant moment in the conflict between revolutionary France and the Catholic Church. This event led to the temporary establishment of the Roman Republic and highlighted the tensions between secular and religious authorities during this period. On February 20, 1813, during the Argentine War of Independence, General Manuel Belgrano led the Army of the North to a decisive victory against Spanish royalist forces commanded by General Pío de Tristan at the Battle of Salta. This triumph solidified the revolutionary control over northwestern Argentina and boosted the morale of the independence movement. The victory at Salta, following the earlier success at the Battle of Tucumán, was instrumental in sustaining the momentum of the Argentine fight for independence. On February 20, 1816, Gioachino Rossini's opera, The Barber of Seville, premiered at the Teatro Argentina in Rome. Despite a tumultuous opening night filled with disruptions, the opera quickly gained popularity and is now celebrated as one of the greatest masterpieces of comedic opera. Its overture and arias, such as Largo al Factotum, remain enduring favorites in the operatic repertoire. In 1824, British geologist William Buckland formally announced the name Megalosaurus for a genus of large carnivorous reptiles. This designation marked the first scientifically valid naming of a non-avian dinosaur species, laying the groundwork for the field of paleontology and the study of prehistoric life. On February 20, 1864, during the American Civil War, the Battle of Olustee took place in Florida. It was the largest battle fought in the state during the war, resulting in a Confederate victory. The engagement halted Union attempts to disrupt Confederate supply lines and demonstrated the challenges of military campaigns in the region's difficult terrain. On February 20, 1872, the Metropolitan Museum of Art opened its doors in New York City. Founded to encourage and develop the study of fine arts, the museum has since grown into one of the world's largest and most renowned art institutions, housing an extensive collection spanning various cultures and time periods. On February 20, 1877, Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky's ballet Swan Lake premiered at the Bolshoi Theater in Moscow. Although initial reactions were mixed, the ballet has become one of the most beloved and frequently performed works in the classical ballet repertoire, known for its enchanting score and the demanding dual role of Odette Odile. In 1931, the U.S. Congress approved the construction of the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge by the state of California. Completed in 1936, the bridge became a critical transportation link between San Francisco and Oakland, facilitating commerce and travel in the Bay Area. On February 20, 1933, the U.S. Congress approved the Blaine Act, initiating the process to repeal federal prohibition. This act led to the 21st Amendment to the United States Constitution, which was ratified later that year, ending the nationwide ban on alcohol and marking a significant shift in American social policy. On February 20th, 1933, Adolf Hitler held a secret meeting with German industrialists to secure financing for the Nazi Party's upcoming election campaign. This meeting resulted in substantial financial support, bolstering the party's resources and contributing to its rise to power in Germany. In 1935, Danish explorer Caroline Mikkelsen became the first woman to set foot in Antarctica. Accompanying her husband, Captain Clarius Mikkelsen, on an expedition, she landed on an island off the coast of Antarctica, marking a milestone in the history of polar exploration. On February 20th, 1939, the German-American Bund, a pro-Nazi organization, held a significant rally at New York City's Madison Square Garden. The event attracted over 20,000 attendees and featured a 30-foot portrait of George Washington flanked by swastikas, symbolizing the Bund's attempt to align American patriotism with Nazi ideology. The rally was billed as a pro-American rally and included speeches that denounced President Franklin D. Roosevelt, referred to as Frank D. Rosenfeld, and criticized his New Deal policies, labeling them the Jew Deal. Speakers promoted a vision of a socially just, white, Gentile-ruled United States and called for the country to be returned to the American people who founded it. On February 20th, 1942, Lieutenant Edward Butch O'Hare of the United States Navy achieved flying ace status by single-handedly attacking a formation of 9 Japanese bombers approaching the aircraft carrier USS Lexington. Despite limited ammunition, O'Hare managed to shoot down 5 of the enemy aircraft, significantly reducing the threat to his carrier. For his extraordinary heroism and skill, he was awarded the Medal of Honor, becoming the Navy's first flying ace of World War II. On February 20th, 1943, American movie studio executives agreed to allow the Office of War Information, OWI, to review and censor films. This collaboration aimed to ensure that motion pictures supported the war effort by promoting patriotism, providing accurate portrayals of the military, and avoiding content that could be deemed detrimental to national morale or security. From February 20th to 25, 1944, the United States Army Air Forces launched Operation Argument, commonly known as Big Week. This intensive bombing campaign targeted German aircraft manufacturing facilities, including those in Leipzig, Brunswick, Gotha, Regensburg, Schweinfurt, Augsburg, Stuttgart, and Steyr. The objective was to cripple Germany's aircraft production capabilities and draw the Luftwaffe into decisive combat. The operation involved massive coordinated raids by both the 8th and 15th Air Forces, significantly impacting German aircraft production and contributing to Allied air superiority. On February 20th, 1952, Emmett Ashford broke racial barriers by becoming the first African-American umpire in organized baseball. He was authorized to serve as a substitute umpire in the Southwestern International League, paving the way for greater diversity and inclusion within professional baseball officiating. In 1956, the United States Merchant Marine Academy, located in Kings Point, New York, was designated as a permanent service academy. This recognition affirmed the institution's role in training officers for the United States Merchant Marine, as well as the military and transportation industries. On February 20th, 1959, the Canadian government, led by Prime Minister John Diefenbaker, announced the cancellation of the Avro Aero program. The Avro CF-105 Aero was an advanced supersonic jet fighter developed by Avro Canada. Its cancellation led to significant political debate and the loss of numerous jobs, marking a pivotal moment in Canadian aerospace history. On February 20th, 1962, astronaut John Glenn piloted the Mercury Atlas 6 mission, becoming the first American to orbit the Earth. Aboard the spacecraft Friendship 7, Glenn completed 3 orbits in a mission lasting 4 hours and 55 minutes, marking a significant milestone in the U.S. space program during the space race. On February 20th, 1965, NASA's Ranger 8 spacecraft successfully impacted the Moon after transmitting thousands of high-resolution photographs of potential Apollo landing sites. The mission provided critical data for the planning of future manned lunar landings. In 1968, the China Academy of Space Technology, CAST, was established in Beijing as China's primary organization for the research, development, and creation of space satellites, CAST has played a crucial role in advancing China's space capabilities. On February 20, 1971, the United States Emergency Broadcast System, EBS, was accidentally activated due to a miscommunication during a test. This erroneous national alert led to widespread confusion and highlighted the need for improvements in emergency communication protocols. On February 20, 1986, the Soviet Union launched the Mir space station into orbit. Mir remained in space for 15 years, serving as a microgravity research laboratory and being occupied for 10 of those years. It was a significant achievement in space exploration, contributing to international cooperation and scientific advancements. On February 20, 1988, the Nagorno-Karabakh Autonomous Oblast voted to secede from Azerbaijan and join Armenia. This decision escalated tensions in the region, eventually leading to the First Nagorno-Karabakh War, a conflict that had lasting implications for the South Caucasus. On February 20, 1991, amid political upheaval in Albania, protesters in the capital city of Tirana toppled a massive statue of the country's longtime communist leader, Enver Hoxha. This act symbolized the decline of communist rule in Albania and the country's transition toward democracy. On February 20, 1998, at the Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan, 15-year-old American figure skater Tara Lipinski won the gold medal in women's singles. She became the youngest Olympic figure skating gold medalist, showcasing exceptional talent and marking a significant achievement in the sport's history.